86 is back, part 2.
Part 2.
Hey, welcome to Cross Examining, episode 74.
Yes.
Ish. Yes, thank
Yes.
you. 86 is back. Oh my God,
It's
I cried.
For two episodes. You
Dude,
watched
I
one
was-
episode, it's like, yay! And then you're like, oh, we have next week, and then it's gone again anyways.
Yeah, then it's like, oh. No, 86 is back. I think, what was that, episode 11 is what it technically is on there.
Yo.
I cried so much. I'm literally sitting there. It's that meme with, what's his name? Andrew Pascal?
Yeah.
When he's like crying and looking at the
he's
screen.
like laughing, and then he
Yeah,
turns to crying.
That was literally me. I was like, yes, I forgot that Shin killed this thing. And I'm like, is he alive? Because he sees all of his friends. I'm like, don't fucking die on me. Don't you fucking die on me, Shin. He's like, what is it? What did they say in his dream? It's like, we love you, Shin, or some shit like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I was-
They started doing some Ava stuff
Yeah,
where it's like everyone is saying
Congratulations,
thank
Shin.
you instead of like congratulations.
yeah. And
But-
I did love how the episode did summarize kind of what happened. Recently, they're like, okay, here's like, the dog tags. You destroyed the vehicle. Guess you're dead.
Mm.
Till he wakes up and dude almost gets fucking smoked by some random Legion thing. And then,
Yeah.
did you think for a second, like,
I mean, it wasn't even a random Legion thing. It was a Legion unit, but the dude that he was just facing had gone
still
into
in it, yeah. Did you think for a second that she destroyed that thing with her little rifle? I was like,
No.
for a second, I was like, what the fuck? Did she just like Saving Private Ryan this shit? Like, you think she used a bullet?
No.
They're alive though. It's so cool to see that people survived.
Look,
We only know 2
I-
people survived so far.
we already knew that they survived though, because the rule turns out everyone survived. The 4 you thought were dead, that was
Are
part of
all-
Shin's group.
How did
are
that
all
one
alive.
dude survive? What was his name?
If Fido's alive,
I don't know how Fido fucking survived. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
he took a fucking direct hit. That boy's
he
a
was
fucking...
upside down when we saw him
Yeah.
last.
Well, who's his other friend? Basically his second in command? I guess we should... You pulled it up.
It's
So-
Raiden.
Raiden, you literally saw him take a fucking direct hit, almost, and like, I'm dead. And it's
Yeah.
like, pilot down. It's like,
Anju,
Okay,
Theo,
fucking dead.
And yeah.
you know what's even worse is, oh, we're alive.
Kurina.
I have this tiny scrape on my head. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, listen here.
Look, we knew, especially for Lena, that she was gonna be
This is
alive.
the second time Fido's died and come back.
Well, I mean, with the one time he like legitimately died though.
Yeah. That's my boy.
But
My boy.
the rule is with 86, if you didn't physically watch them die,
If you didn't watch
they're
Shin shoot him
not-
in the head.
yeah, they're not dead. Like you
Those
just don't assume that they're dead until you see a corpse.
Yeah.
Like,
You see Shin go like, pow.
yeah.
Also, Frederica, is that her name?
So,
The little
Freder-
girl?
Frederica?
Yeah. Like the whole time until she said something, I was like, oh shit, that was a character in this show. She's like, how's it going, Shin? He's like, how the fuck did you survive? It's like, Kiri saved me. And she's like a blob pushing her back.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty big explosion.
Yeah.
Also, it means Kiri still could be alive in that little blob thing.
Well, no, because he went into the one that
Yeah.
just got blew up.
Listen, there's
So,
multiple hard drives on there.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy she's back. I was fucking sitting there crying. I'm like, yes, they're alive. There's only 2 survivors though.
How did neither of them? Well, I get that he couldn't recognize her because he's never seen her physically before, only knew her voice, and for whatever reason, any other time we've like been introduced to people talking inside the vehicles, the speakers work. It's like you can hear people talking on the outside. This time it's like subtitles. So that was one of those like, why
Well, no, there
is
was
it
a
only?
speaker on the outside talking to her.
Well, yeah, but not on the inside. And typically he can like.
Well, it got damaged during battle, is my guess.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, that vehicle got very fucked up.
Yeah, it did get very fucked up, but it was conveniently
Also,
fucked up for this situation.
Is that like lip reader, like some YouTube shit? Because our last YouTube video had subtitles on it. I'm like, I didn't put those there, but those are like spot on.
No,
like-
I have no idea.
But it was kind of cool when, she has the letter. She still has the letter in the photo. And she knows what Shin looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he's like, Major. She's like, what? He's like, Lieutenant, whatever.
Colonel.
Colonel, whatever.
Yeah, she got a promotion mainly because she's the only fucking person alive.
Well, I saw something on the 86 subreddit. Someone wrote like, oh, wow, 2 of them survived. That means everyone they showed the photo, because at one point she had like, you know, 286 members like ready to fight off the Legion. I'm like, damn, surprised even 2 of them survived on there because they were getting pretty fucked.
Yeah.
I imagine there's gonna be a whole bunch of people on the
I would
underground
assume
hiding,
there's like a legitimate squadron that is alive.
out patrolling to make sure it's clear because they took her back to the main base. So I'm guessing we're getting another season of 86.
Yeah, we still have the one episode. I'm gonna assume they like reunite,
Maybe.
or there's gonna be a thing where she like sees him like as they're like leaving or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it was adorable, and he's like, I can't let her see me like this. We'll meet again. I'm like, you get out of that fucking robot right now, and you fucking talk to that woman.
Yeah,
He's like trying to walk away on this injured robot. Like, dude, just take the helicopter ride. I'm like, come on.
yeah. They he is bandaged up and like they're playing back the message.
Oh,
It's like, oh, I wonder who said that.
Yeah.
It's like everyone knows
No,
you like her except for like Karina because she likes you.
Yeah.
But
Corinna, I'm sorry, you can't compete with her. Listen, we already have the best waifu of the season. Doesn't matter about last episode with 16 of them. I'm still kind of sad that I didn't get any views yet.
You named it weird. You had your one strike of lightning with microwave bobcat, like
I
whatever.
thought you were gonna look at it again. I can still change it. It might work. It's not even like 2 days.
Yeah, but it's like the first 4 hours is the most important thing.
Whatever. Yeah. What if? Hang on, hear me out. Take it down and re-upload it.
But it already has 2 views on Anchor, so someone clicked on it.
On Anchor, I mean, shoot, I can re-upload it on YouTube.
But
Someone likes our content. No, 86, still the king of this. Did that end this year? That ended last year. So they're gonna go for a second time of trying to get best show.
I don't think so.
I mean, they're not gonna be able to compete with Demon Slayer. I mean, let's be honest. I think
Attack
on Titan
it did
might have it.
technically roll over this year,
Did
right?
it?
Yeah, because it's
it's winter of 2022, so it might count
Mm.
because the Crunchy Awards were. I don't think any other show from winter of 22 was on there, was it?
No.
No, so maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Oh no, I'm looking at the other thing where we're talking about people. I got nothing for this. I'm sorry.
Are you trying to say
She was just as cute as the girl from Dress Up Darling. Hey, speaking of Dress Up Darling, let's fucking go. Listen, that eagle, holy fucking shit. There's a scene where they're walking on the beach, right? Gojo and what's her name? Oh shit, the computer's right there. I could have set it up to your right.
Marine?
Marine, yeah,
Or
Aquamarine.
Marine. But
When they're on the beach, and this is probably the best part of the episodes, right? She's just sitting there eating her hamburger. Hey, Gojo, give me some fries. Opens her mouth. Eagle takes burger. It's like, let's go. Fucking America. It was so adorable, though.
yeah.
My Dress Up Darling is like, I love it. I just love watching the show.
Is it an eagle or was it a hawk?
I don't know.
That
I didn't really pay attention. That bird.
Yeah. I was watching Akube. And there was like, yo, I just came from My Dress Up Darling. The fucking hawk was a thief.
No, one of the best. I don't know if you noticed this, maybe because I really like film. So one thing I've noticed, My Dress Up Darling, I went back and looked at episode 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
They do this thing where they point out a very specific thing, and you do this in film where, like, if you talk about one thing or you mention one thing at the beginning, the payoff should be that item again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't show like a gold egg at the beginning and you never show it again without any explanation. I don't know if you noticed in the beach episode at the kind of the beginning part of it, they're talking about how they're talking about camera stuff, right? This when they're in the shop talking about, okay, there's more bokeh to it. There's reflections, like it focuses on stuff. You should make like a real simple picture. And you go from My Dress Up Darling, which is always a whole bunch of background stuff, to then the next part when they're at the beach. It's real focus. It's just him and her, open beach, standard subject, great backlighting, great front lighting. And even at the point when they talk about reflections in that order, they talk about lighting, then they talk about reflections. When he holds the water up to his face, you see the reflection. It's like, oh my God, fucking hidden masterpiece. Like I wanted to write a video. I mean, I have a few paragraphs about My Dress Up Darling, but it's just like, they don't leave out the little details and they add them in later. Like when they talk about doing her makeup, and at one point he talks about, doing the eyes, making sure you're getting the angles right.
Mm-hmm.
And then later in the episode, when he does her eyes, he gets the angle right and he really focuses on it.
Yeah, because he was talking with Inui, which is like Juju, and she was like, "Well, how do you?" Yeah, he had asked, "How do you like get the eye correct?" An episode prior, and then it's like coming full circle with that as well.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Full circle.
Yeah, and the
which is so creative,
man. That was episode like 10, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So that was, of the 3 episodes we watched, that was like the last one. Yo, buttons are dangerous.
Can I just say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
DMPD, woman was shot in the face while traffic stopped.
Great.
Sorry. What did you just say?
The buttons are dangerous.
Oh my God. I always love this Spider-Man meme in anime when it's like that button. It's just Spider-Man going like this.
Yeah.
Dude almost got fucking shot with a button.
Yes.
When she tries on
very much so.
the little sister, which is very much the developed sister,
Mm-hmm.
tries on Gojo's boys uniform because it's literally verbatim the series on there. It's like, how's it going? Over there just trying not to like lose a button. Exhales.
Yeah. Even this is a great example of like, of course they do a play on the subject of the background stuff, because Marin is wearing like a swimsuit thing and it looks very revealing. It's real V shape.
Gojo is like, oh.
Yeah, and she's like, you read those? Like, what were you so busy doing? Like, you know, I thought you would have remembered the text messages. And he's like, I was busy. And like in the background, it shows fucking like tissues where it's like, oh, maybe he was like,
yeah,
and it's like, no, this man was fighting for his life.
Fighting for my life in here with these uniforms. No, but the cosplay did turn out great for him.
All 3 of the cosplays turned out real great.
Dude, they were just so, the art was great. Like, seeing Marines, like, it's like, holy shit, you can still see some of the facial features of her, but they basically just redesigned a whole character for him. And it was done very, very well.
Yeah. One of the things that I even like about the show that I think isn't always addressed too much in like other shows, each one of the characters that we see, they all have their own problems. Like Marine is like secretly in love with Gojo.
So,
and
no, she's not in love. She's in love.
Yeah, I love you. And like Gojo likes her, but you know he doesn't feel like he's doing a whole lot with his life, and that he's kind of an outcast, and like some of those problems. Juju is like wanting to be independent and like by herself, and also kind of realizes that like having friends is nice, and Gojo's a cool guy, kind of probably like falling in love with him as well. Some unprotected hand holding that literally caused her to pass out.
I went to an all-girls school. He held my hand.
Her
That was just fucking dumb.
Yeah, her sister Inui is like
she worships her sister, basically.
Yeah, sorry, they're both last name Shinju. She's like really loves her sister, but like I don't want to do cosplay or anything like that. Like I don't, and it's each character.
Well, Gojo was able to identify
well, that's what I'm getting.
Was,
I'm getting at. Like all of the characters have problems, but some of the other characters are actively like picking up on that and helping to address things. Where Gojo's like, Shinju, where it's like, do you actually want to like cosplay? You seem like you were like holding back on something. And for Juju, where it's like, oh, aren't you two dating to Marin? Where it's like, oh, clearly, like you like him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And yeah, some of Gojo's problems have been addressed by Marin as well.
Yeah.
So like, it's interesting that some of the characters kind of pick up and make each of the other characters a little bit better.
I love how One thing they point out in the show when they're watching the commercial for like the B cup holder,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, then they freak out, and then the title comes up on screen. I'm like, I love the little touch of like what you see in like some Japanese stores, like buy for 3,600 yen, earn 8 points time 1. I'm like, okay, this is like some fucking there's
Yeah.
like some figure stores that's
this
like,
has to be expensive, right? It's only that much.
yeah, like at first I thought they meant it was expensive. I was like, that's not expensive. Like, did I miss a zero? And I'm like, oh no, they mean it's not that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And her cosplay turned out amazing
Yeah.
until
also,
the
the
clamp broke.
yeah.
That clamp was over there fighting for its life too, and it lost.
Yeah,
Big
that's
time.
that's one of those like maybe find the one that's like twice as much, better stitched.
Okay, I thought there was a scene. Someone photoshopped it, which got me excited because I saw a preview image for the show
Mm-hmm.
where basically Gojo and Marine go on like basically a date.
Mm-hmm.
They go buy him new clothes because he wears the same 2 things. And then she's like, ooh, we can match, and I can't stand how much I love him. It's like, settle down, bitch. And at one point, I saw a photo of a preview on Reddit, and someone's like, oh, check out what he wears. And he's wearing like the Tokyo Revengers uniform. I was like, oh, what, really?
No.
And then in the episode, he doesn't. He's just wearing a Guy Fieri outfit.
Yeah.
And someone in the comments on Crunchyroll was like, woo, Guy Fieri! And like one upvote. And I was like, my man, my fucking man.
Yeah, he was.
He
He's
was having
very
none of that.
uncomfortable wearing like regular
He's
clothes.
like, I can't wear a t-shirt. It's too casual.
I do like the shop clerk where it's like they're not dating. It's like she's too hot.
Yeah, she's too hot on there.
Mm.
Then obviously she's just fucking in love with this dude. It just proves that personality wins. Sometimes if you can make cosplay uniforms for someone on there. There was also the other costume she wants to wear. It's like, listen, the stuff she's been wearing is revealing, right? This one's like, yo, here's a belt and here's a thong. And Gojo's like, listen, I can't have any part of this on here. And then she even points out, what, my underboob turning you on? And it's like, yep, totally.
Yeah, well, initially it was like way more serious where she's like, oh, you don't want to be friends with me? Like that.
You don't love me?
Yeah. And he's like, it's too revealing. And she's like, oh, you're just a pervert.
Yeah. Thank God he's still into me.
Yeah.
When
I
she
mean,
shows up
to be
super-
fair, she.
Hey, there was full ass that episode.
Yes. And there was definitely full ass, but also that cosplay was very, very revealing. And at one point, she's like, let me just put some things. And like, it's like, all right, well, hold on.
Yeah, like, hold on.
It's time out. Also,
Oh.
she totally does the thing where she's like, you want me to send some pictures later? And it's like,
And she was 100% serious. And he's like, no. She's almost there. She's almost got him. Keep fighting. I'm for Marine.
yeah, I can't wait for some like rent a girlfriend shit. He's going to imagine her with another
He's
girl,
gonna-
fucking nut himself in a pool.
I love how that just became a thing on the internet. It's like everyone
This
draw a
man
picture.
NTR'd himself.
Who the fuck NTRs himself? Oh my god. Maybe the grandpa will come out. The grandpa used to make cosplay. He used to make like dresses for girls. Like what's it called? The thing they wear to like
Kimono?
festival. No, there's like another one.
Yukato?
Yeah, like that.
Less formal kimono.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe it'll come out that's how he learned how to make such creative forms as he did this for his grandma. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Thank God grandpa's still kicking because for a minute there I thought he was going to fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who else I thought was going to die?
Well, he did. Too bad. Get
Matt-
over it.
Maddie, the strongest sage with the weakest crest.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to there.
You're going. I'm going
there
in
was
order
demons.
here.
There was demons. They died.
That's all there was this You know what I don't like?
This
Listen,
whole show.
This whole show. I think it's just fine. There's scenes where like when they add more comedy, it's better. They like what you said last time. Go the Konosuba route. After they apprehended the town mayor, that was it for the town. They're like, okay. Or they fought the demon, but it's like, okay, we're out of this town. It's like, did no one else take over? Like, did you not like structure a thing? Like, you just left this town in shambles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, there's times where he's like, I'm gonna tap into what they're saying. But then earlier in the series, he's like, I wonder what they're saying to each other. It's like
there's no continuity. Also, I was kind of hoping there was going to be more to the town stuff because they were like building something a little interesting for once. And it was like, it's whatever. It's fucking over.
The one part that was cool was that new character they introduced. I don't remember how to say his name. It's like, Gillis?
Inosuke.
Inosuke, yep. Immediately he's like, oh, and I'm like, that's fucking Inosuke. I know it. When you go to look at his My Anime list, there's no credit for it. I assume he wants no part in the show. But I had to look it up and like, we announced the actor for Inosuke on like Twitter or some shit. God, it's hard not to notice Inosuke's voice in that.
He's very distinct.
Distinct, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, for once, there was an interesting drawn character on the screen. Doesn't matter if it was a ripoff of Fire Emblem's character, but he was interesting. He was animated good voice actor, good, like, character perks. Like, oh, I don't use magic. But he doesn't realize, like,
he's instinctively using it.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's using it, just instinctively. I'm like, this is cool. They actually started having a fight with Maddie. It's like Mathis, but I'm just calling Maddie because that's what the girls call him. And it's like they're fighting, and then like, he sees Maddie use a trick. He's like, oh, I think I can do that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like he's an S-ranked hero. Like it makes sense that like he's very good at this.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next episode, when they go to fight in that town, it's like, let's trade blows. I'm like, God damn it, this is just Inosuke. This is literally just Inosuke's character. Like, Inosuke's blue, this guy's blue, the way he fights is just...
Yeah.
But it was cool. I like that character. Like, it was actually a good part of the show for once.
Yes. Part of my problem with the character is you have an individual that, especially for a while, was going head-to-head with Maddie, perfectly fine.
Like, actually giving him a hard time.
I wouldn't say giving him a hard time, but giving him a fun time.
Yeah.
And then you get to this, like, demon person where it's like, Maddie would be able to, like, literally just take care of this person very, very quickly without, like, any problem. And, like, what's his name? Gladius or whatever. Gilius. Like, he damn near dies.
Yeah,
and it's
he almost dies. But didn't they mention the thing, like, he doesn't really take physical damage. He has to use magic, but the magic he knows basically does a double knockback. Which, I mean, kind of adds a little to it. The fight could have been done better.
Yes.
What they should have done is that character... This is actually...
Also, they did that whole, like, real cheesy trope where they they both slice each other and...
Good.
Yeah, and it's like...
But at least he took damage, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the show is just filled with stuff like that. Like, if they went the funnier route the whole time, would have been a much better show. Also... Okay, we defeated all these demons. Let's go back to school. Holy shit, it's a fucking fortress now.
Yeah.
They're just making everything a fortress.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we did skip over one part that I thought was real fucking dumb. Here, take out this box that, like, knocks everyone out, knocks them unconscious. He's like, why didn't you check what the magic does? You fucking gave it to him. How are they supposed to know? You just said, activate it and it'll knock them all out. Why didn't you check? Well, you fucking gave it to me. I just thought it was supposed to use it.
Well, I mean...
That's totally on Maddie. That was 100% on Maddie for not telling him. Like,
a little bit, but also the person that he gave it to is established that she can identify, like,
if she like tries. Yeah.
So at some point, like, a little bit of, I will lean that one away just a little bit. You get a funny little thing where she, face gets drawn on, tiny joke.
Yeah.
Haha. Good.
When he did fight that demon underground, they could have done a slightly better job as if they did when he said, there's like that half a second it takes for your thing to recharge. He should have had that conversation like, what if I try like 2 attacks real quick? Then he notices, there's a pause, then attack a third time. Because they're relying on too much of like, he's like 3,000 years old. He knows how to do all this. Like, give more content to the viewers so it feels more filling. Because it just seemed a very quick end to the fight. That's the problem. A lot of these fights just end and that's it.
Yeah.
But at least now we have a main criminal or villain. Antagonist.
This show is
pretty mid.
A season and a half into something that's only been crammed into 9 episodes.
Yeah.
So
one thing that is great about it is there was lobster in the episode.
Oh, fire!
And there's another sea creature in Bisco.
Yeah. Shoot.
The dude fucking dies. Bisco fucking dies.
Bisco is dead. So is
Did you cry?
Kudakawa.
Did you cry?
No.
I don't give a fuck about. How are you so emotionless? How do you have zero emotion left in your body for this? Who hurt you? It all started with my uncle.
No. No. Let's not get that. My uncle lives with me.
Okay, that's right, that's right.
Let's not make this like.
It all started when the Catholic priest came up to me.
Yeah. He was Mormon, but whatever.
It all started with, what did he call Mormon?
He said he wanted a 15th son.
Speaking of Bisco on there, holy shit.
Yeah.
Spoiler, Bisco dies. It was... Okay, I have one problem with the death. Well, first of all, they made a Terminator reference, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Say something cool like, I'll be back.
Can I guess what your problem was?
Go ahead.
There was totally enough for him to also have Rust Eater.
I mean, they'd both have
Injection.
like half. Well, yeah, they'd have half and half.
I mean, you saw
Well,
how
yeah,
much
how
was in
bad
those.
his... Yeah.
Well, you saw
Well,
how
no, he
bad
stole
his,
hers, and it's only one activation per. He took
he
hers.
synthesized though. You see the machine next. From my understanding, that was all supposed to be.
I thought it was
synthesized Rust Eater.
how I thought it was one mushroom per antidote, because he had 2 mushrooms and he made 2 antidotes, and then he took the one from his sister, and she gave it to him, or she. The thing is, he could have easily injected half of it to him, half of them into Panda.
Yeah.
It was a very emotional. So Bisco is dead. Before we get into how he died, it was cool to see Panda or Milo
Yeah.
actually go and fight, because it was a surprise. Like, he comes in, takes out the guards, and he's fighting Kudakawa. I was like, holy shit, he's kind of going toe to toe with him, because it makes sense. You have the drop on him, and then, winning the fight, and then we get confirmation that again, he is one of the former mushroom keepers.
Yeah. Which it
We all
basically
kinda knew.
almost confirmed that he was the dude that was doing the experiment.
Yeah, the experiments, so he could see what was going on. And it's weird because we only end on episode 10 after all this, so we still have 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
Which is a weird time because Bisco dies in basically episode 9, and then we get to 10 and we do other stuff. Before we get into 10, it's like, where are we going with this? There's got to be something else to this, because they're still doing the thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a giant monster that is one of
Kudakawa.
the 5 original that rusted.
If you played Fallout, imagine Liberty Prime kind of looks like that. It's this giant monster. So basically,
the monster's called
Panda fights Kudakawa. Kudakawa loses, and Panda and Bisco basically get out.
I do have a little bit of a complaint.
What?
Kudakawa should have been dead way sooner. They
Oh, yeah.
let him get away a lot.
Well, they should have finished him off there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both hurt, but they were escaping. As they were escaping, the big thing which caused this whole thing for them to do this ultimatum of fighting was as they're fleeing, they're getting shot in the back with rust arrows, or arrows laced with rust mushrooms or whatever. I don't know, this whole mushroom thing. Panda gets hit 6 fucking times. Bisco gets hit 3 times, which immediately you can see.
I think it was 1 in the shoulder, but he's been shot twice with the bullet.
Yeah. So, and the bullet is an extreme version, which is why Bisco was slowly dying away. There's points where he's in a fight with Kudakawa. I actually like that fight. I think episode 9 was a fantastic fight and ending to Bisco's story. There could have been.
I just wish the fight prior to that would have just like not existed, and we could have had an extended version of the fight that we had initially anyways. Because like at some point you knocked Kudakawa out. Like he's fucked.
Yeah, he's
like,
down and almost
at
dead.
At what point would you not just put an arrow? Like you have Jobby, Bisco, and Milo there. Yeah. Like when have you put a fucking arrow in his forehead?
Yeah.
Like for the love of God.
Because the next episode, like episode 9, Jobby's basically held captive by Kudakawa. And then luckily Bisco's there in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole fight breaks out. I think it was a great fight. And the cool thing was him, you see the crack on his fingers, you're seeing the rust, and, see him lose his fingers. Like, oh, what are you going to do? Knocks him out, throws him basically into the lava after, Bisco loses his arm to the rust on there. I think what would have been a better death, because it kind of took away from the moment. Like, they're slowly sinking into this lava. That was my big beef. I'm like, that was way too long of, maybe Bisco didn't feel anything because his legs were all rust, because he rusted that quickly that he couldn't use his arm. Might make sense. They should have had Bisco jump onto the platform by Panda. Panda holds him. Bisco's like, kill me. And then he does a little stab thing. I feel like that would have been a better thing.
Yeah, it was like a couple minutes. Like, Kudakawa died fairly quickly, and then Bisco was there like, I'm just kind of wakeboarding a little bit. Just we'll get there. Just let me finish my monologue there, boy.
Kind of took me out of it, but I can still get very emotional with an anime, like connect more. And I was like, it's so sad because it's like you don't want Bisco to die, and this is a very quick death, which is how it happens in the story. It's very quick.
Yeah,
the Panda.
I don't know. I definitely agree with that, but even at some point on the side of the rust stuff, like, he has Milo bring his hand up to show that like he had injected himself. I'm assuming that he never actually did.
Well, the thing is, he never did, because Milo can't see, so he's making him touch a part of his face that isn't rusted. Like, see, I'm fine. It's like,
well, I thought he was touching the injection. Where he
no, he was just touching his face, showing that he's fine, because Panda was really bad when he got there, and Panda knew. So
yeah,
because he purposely used the fingers. Like, if you look, it was his fingers that weren't rusted yet, touching his face to show he's not rusted.
Well, he touched his neck. So
maybe he he just like stabbed himself to make it look like he injected himself, or.
Yeah,
because it just seemed like to me he was avoiding the rust areas.
No, because they were talking. Milo was like, "You injected yourself, right?" And he's like, "Here," and then brings Milo's hand to like his neck, so as like proof of the injection. That's why I'm assuming like that was the case, and I don't know if maybe it was like a lie. If he actually did inject himself with some level of like the rust killer.
Resonance. Well, the thing is, earlier in the series, he has Panda did make something that like slows down the process of it, because he did write a note. I think he gave a note to Bisco as well that like helps slow down stuff for Javi specifically.
He had also set up the Rust Eater like sequence stuff, but my complaint was, because you never actually know if there was, a situation where there was enough like Rust Eater based on the machine that was in the background that they don't really point out, that if all of that was the Rust Eater like being synthesized and you could just kind of like make another one, who knows? Or if he did actually inject himself, why the hell was it so bad for him and so slow? Well, like Milo, who was like blind and very rusted all over, like you see it go up through his entire back and up through his neck, is fine in almost the exact same amount of time that Bisco would have injected.
Remember when they gave his sister like the one that like helps a little? It worked almost immediately for her, because rust can spread super fast. I imagine like that special injection can cure it super fast.
Yeah, but that's just the one thing, because they never like
fully
flesh things out where it's like,
we'll have to read the manga. I didn't even know there was a manga for it. I looked up there on like I don't want to spoil anything, but they're on. Do you care if I'm not going to spoil. I'm just going to say how many volumes they have.
Okay.
There's 8 volumes out.
Okay.
And we're only like part of the way through like 2. So it's.
I wonder if there's a chance that Bisco comes back.
I mean, to be fair, if they can make that giant monster and Kurakawa's in it, if Bisco lives, it would be kind of a cheap cop-out, but at the same time, it's like, listen, we have a world of rust and mushrooms that eat rust and mushrooms that, listen, anything can happen. Also, listen, Hugo 65 is being censored by Crunchyroll, and it is fucked up, and it is wrong. I've already got a couple upvotes that says, free my boy Hugo 65, and I'm waiting for Crunchyroll to delete it.
Yeah.
I feel like Bisco is going to be one of those not watched as much series, because when you look at I just kind of go off the Reddits. I haven't really been on my anime list to confirm it, but like when you look at the Reddits on how many members are for each one, for Bisco, there's not that many compared to the other ones out there.
Its current ranking is 1921 with a 7.42.
We should see how
23,000 users.
which doesn't seem like a whole lot. You know what I mean? I really love this show. I feel like more people should watch it because the opening is a banger. Let me talk about the last episode real quick, and then there's something I want to mention about the last episode. So the last episode, this giant monster gets free.
Tetsujin.
Yeah, Tetsujin. And basically Kurokawa is controlling it on there because you can already hear him like yelling, trying to... It's kind of cool because he has the one eye thing, which he had the one eye. Whatever, it works out art-wise. I like it. And now they're trying to stop it. Also, I forget the crab's name. The crab is OP on there. That thing can shoot like nukes basically out of its mouth, and it destroys the canyon that the like monster breeds in or whatever, wherever the rust eating monster lives, and they blow it up. We don't know if the canyon kills it because it's a very long canyon, so it just could be, maybe it didn't fully destroy it. They're still fighting the monster at the end of the episode. But the real government has stepped in, like the national government, because you learn that there's the local government and there's the national government. National government has like legit tanks and stuff. Like,
oh yeah, that was a little bit of a thing that took me out of it. There was we started politics. Yeah, we started to get into some of the politic weed stuff, and I think even at some point, like Kurokawa's ambition was a little much. Like at some point, especially if you have.
Well, his ambition originally was only to take over the city and own the city.
Yeah. And then eventually he's like, well, if I both create the rust and supply the medication to the rust, which is why Tetsujin was being held in a rust-eating factory.
He has the same ideas as Overhaul. Huh.
Yeah. But, like, at some point, it's like, hey, the national government knows that you have medication that will prevent all of rust. They're totally just gonna come and fucking take it from you.
Not if he has a giant monster. I mean, that was a thing on there. God, I'm still so sad about Bisco's death. It was very sad. He's like, as Bisco's dying.
It was too long.
It should have been shorter. I didn't cry. They should have done the bridge thing where he's like I said, holding with his arm, because it would have been quicker, more sudden. Because being in that lava for so long. I know I already pointed it out, but they did have a Terminator reference, like say, I'll be back or something.
It's supposed to be in our future, so.
To be fair, if Kurokawa's inside that monster, Bisco's got to be in that monster. Like when he's stopping and doing a thing, man, I don't know, maybe the mushrooms will convert him and it'll be something special. I don't know.
I don't know. But
I really want Bisco back on there. But I was going to say something about it on there. Oh, yeah.
The sister's an E-cup.
Yeah, the sister's an E-cup. He's like, hey, Bisco, you should date my sister. The last boyfriend. Oh, I bet she killed the last boyfriend. No, I took care of him.
Yeah, I bet he cheated on her and she killed him. He's like, no, he had surgery, he lived. I took care of him. And he's like, that's not a helpful joke.
My sister's an E-cup. You can see Bisco's very like, no. But at least Bisco's like, it was even sadder because he's like, oh, I at least had a friend. It's like,
also, those conversations didn't help. There was basically one of those like, oh, he's just going to die. Like, legitimately going to die.
It's that thing of like build up. You look too into it. Just sit there, relax, smoke a blunt like my boy Hugo65 says.
I'm definitely not doing that.
I miss Hugo's comments. They deleted every single one, even the one that was posted 2 hours ago. Like,
I already saw it. It's whatever.
But you saw his comment?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see his comment because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it when it came out.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Don't worry, boys, I got 2 ready."
They should free him. No, but at the end, it was like I wanted to make a Ukraine joke in the comments because it's like, we'll help too. And the fucking travelers just pulled a fucking javelin missile. I'm like, where the fuck did that shit come from? Pink Hero Girl's gonna show up. She's got to. She's right next to a helicopter. It's getting refueled. So I wonder what's gonna happen with her.
I feel like I'm getting nitpicky, but like my
notes here.
The unit that the sister's in charge of, man, they're really fucking worthless, aren't they? They're like, we can't do anything till we're given orders by her, and it's like, well, at some point you should be able to do something by yourself, right? Well, like, can you shake twice before? Like, does she have to tell you to do that? Like,
no, she comes over and helps because she's an E-cup.
I mean, knowing her fucking strength, she throws a gorilla
Oh yeah, she was like,
Jobby's like, women these days are scary.
She's just like, "Huh."
Yeah, it was a lot. Like,
Dude, a lot happened. Like you can't talk. We can't talk about everything, but like
Yeah,
definitely a show that's worth watching.
it's
100%.
also weird out of context. So
Like if you just see screenshots or stuff of it,
Mhm.
it feels like the action of like a late 90s, early 2000s anime, but with like a modern kind of like drawn, but it's done in a weird way. It's done. The art is very cool and unique. Like I think it'll hold up later on down the road. Like the character design, pretty good. I mean, what?
do it. I just say
What?
it. I know you'd say this next line.
What? Oh, I didn't even think about that. So the character design in Bisco is pretty good, but Akame's pretty good. I didn't even think about that. My lead up was gonna be like, you think the sister would be good in a sailor uniform, just like how Akame is?
Yeah,
That was my
whatever.
lead up.
I immediately knew roughly where you were going. By the way, I'm gonna just put it out there. Best mom ever.
Oh, dude, 100% best mom. You've seen Redline, haven't you?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Real quick. For
hold
Bisco,
up. For Bisco?
we got an Akira slide.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Psst.
It was such an unnecessary one too, because she's
Listen.
like, "Oh, where's the military convoy going?" And it's like, "That was it."
Listen, you have to do an Akira slide if you're gonna.
Yeah, it was just one of those like, "Oh, it's an Akira slide." Well, that was unnecessary.
Listen,
like,
the Akira slide. If you
you-
got a motorcycle in an anime, you got to do an
literally
Akira slide.
slid just to like point out that military trucks.
But
were
it was
moving.
cool, wasn't it?
Sure,
Yes.
but it felt like such a waste. Okay, back to Akame.
Back to
I
Akame.
just had to point it out.
Dude. Okay, I finally figured out something. Okay, I haven't looked into it. I've just been watching the shows to watch them, which is why now I want to do some, not reviews, but comments on them. You know, in a separate video. Akame, I definitely wrote out. I don't know if you saw my Google Drive notes. I wrote like a whole page about Akame so far that I want to do into like a longer video. Akame sailor uniform. The reason why the animation was bugging me is because I was only looking at it as animation. Anytime they do the beautiful animation of Akame, it's always from the perspective of the person that sees her and seeing her like, how do I explain it? Like they only do that animation when someone sees her as kind of not like their savior, but someone that's like, this is a real friend. Like she's not a joke. This is the real Akame.
Or
Which is why they
like,
have those like,
in one case it's her dad looking
yeah.
at her.
And this is like people seeing someone that they love or like they really respect. It's that there's like words I need to find.
Well,
for it.
I get what you're saying, because I was always trying to figure out where it's like,
Why are they
yeah, I
doing
mean,
that?
I get sometimes like the animation like quality dips just like a little bit, but it's never been like anything annoying or crazy.
But it's when they do that hype. When I was complaining like that hyper well done, and it's always when you see this beautiful scene or something you can really super appreciate. Like that's what's going on. Like they can't like it or love it any more than they can. They're seeing it like perfect, and it really kicked in when they did it for her dad. And I was like, that's what it is. I was like,
yeah,
that was good.
Well, I had kind of already had like a little bit of that. So when you were kind of complaining about it, where it's like, because even the last time we talked about it, it was like, I don't know what you're like on about.
Well, the thing is, I was just complaining like you went from like this hyper beautiful animation, and then it kind of clicked with the dad because they gave it the example of like meeting her friend and smiling when she makes her first friend. It's like, why was hers realistic and listen, the eyes still are kind of creepy though.
Yeah,
when they
whatever.
do it, it's like, yeah, but it's so cool because it's like you're like watching a story of individual friends with their problems and Akame solving it, but them solving it themselves mostly. But Akame's just there to give them the push. So it's the overarching story is about Akame, but like the underarching story is all these individual people and how they go about their life, which is so cool. Like one of the better ones is when they go to the library. Starts out, they show the little like bookmark and it's like,
when they go to the mall.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like,
then you realize like everyone's still got their own personalities. Like, you know, Fish girl goes to camping supplies. This one girl goes to fashion. Other girl goes to jewelry. And then the one girl, you know, she's sitting there, she's reading a book. And that's when it clicks like, oh, I'm missing my bookmark. And then it ties into like the reason why she likes to read is because her mother gave her a bookmark and then she read more. And then reading is a way of her connecting to her mom. And it's like you get to learn about people in a very well done story.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking at you with.
Fucking convenient balloon though.
Yeah. Well,
that balloon thing was weird.
No,
Also,
someone found it and tied it. And
well,
put
yes, cool.
but there was a background character that had balloons as one of the mascots.
Okay, cool. Just like Q, you motherfuckers need to hold on to a balloon.
Oh yeah, she was like, oh.
Yeah, it happened with Q. That was my the whole fucking balloon of convenience bullshit. Like it happened again, with that one where it's like, don't you motherfuckers know how to hold on to something?
Again, they did a good job in this, going full circle of because earlier they're like, oh, we need to do cheer things. Let's try some cheer things. Then they do the horse, whatever the game thing is
Yeah.
that they play, and then they lift her up. It's just a little bit more. She grabs it. I'll catch you. And I was like, damn, Akabe caught her all by herself. She must really not care about her knees. Because fuck.
To be young and dumb. Give her about 8 years, she'll be full of. Never mind.
What? What?
Never mind.
This is such an adorable show. What the fuck?
I said 8 years. Whatever. It's good joke. Okay, you don't.
So bright in here.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
show's good.
Show's great.
Very
I would
good.
say I love it. It's a show that I feel like I could go back and watch again and just sit back and relax and you can watch any episode and enjoy it. You can go into basically any episode without context and it's good.
I want an episode just focused from the mom's perspective.
Oh, my daughter. What if it's the mom, but when the mom went to school?
No, I want
spin-off series.
No, I want her, as the adult, just kind of figuring things out, checking in, on the daughter. The little sister is adorable too. At one point, she puts on the sailor uniform.
Sis,
she's it doesn't fit.
Luckily,
I
dude,
don't look cute as you.
Best sister right there. Puts on the little cardigan thing. See, look, you're like a sailor. She's like, yay! It's yeah. My heart can't take this.
Yeah, as someone with sisters and a brother, shit ain't ever been like that.
Just wait 8 years. God, I'm sorry. I had to on that joke. It was. I'd say this is one of my favorite shows of the year so far. It'll definitely probably be in my top 10 for the year. It'll be once Bleach comes out, then it's yo, Bleach.
They had a swimming competition and a cheerleading day.
It was so sad when Akabe's like, I'm gonna lose my uniform. She's like, I'm just joking. It's whoo, I can't watch that girl cry because she cares so much.
Akabe can swim very quickly.
Listen, I wrote one thing because I used to do swimming. She could have won if she would have done that turn correctly.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, that's the difference between someone that's actually in a swim team versus not in a swim team. But I mean, she swam quick. It was cool to see when you do freestyle, right? The rule of thumb I was taught in middle school, in the high school. So middle school, it's you should be able to do 8 strokes, take a breath on there. Then 8 strokes, take a breath. Then when I got into high school, they were try and do 12, 8 to 12, so you can get full power, and then take a big breath, go back in. It was cool to see them do that because the whole time they're swimming, you see them take I think only 2 breaths or something like that. But it was cool to see how they actually probably researched when you take the dive, there isn't come up immediately. Everyone's waiting to see who comes up first, then who comes up second on there.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is established that the chick she was swimming against went to nationals in kindergarten or elementary school.
Yeah. So not too long ago because they're in middle school right now.
Yeah.
So it's she's good at swimming. Now, to be fair, I don't know about national elementary because I don't think we have national elementary. I mean, maybe we do, but it's national.
They said that, and I was like,
yo,
that's
she's
a
good.
Thing?
Akabe's good as well.
Yeah.
The one chick, her problem was she gained weight. Was her self-confidence.
Oh,
the one that poked Akabe's belly.
The tennis one?
Yeah.
She's developed way quicker than other ones.
Yeah.
There are some chicks that
or that she meant she developed is that her problem? They actually have real issues for girls at that age, which is interesting to see.
She's clearly a little bit taller than everyone else. Put on a little bit more weight.
But she's developed more, and then that's her fear. She puts on her tennis outfit, and she's like, and I'm like, oh, did she get did she at first I was thinking my dress up darling. I'm like, did she forget underwear? Like that was my first thought because I just watched Dress Up Darling.
I did bust out laughing because at one point, like, the belly button thing.
Oh, she's like sitting there like this, and then Akabe walks over and it's like, boop.
Yeah, I was like, the fucking poked her belly button.
Akabe's like, oh, what?
Yeah, and it was good to see, like, they record the video. You get to enjoy a lot of the sleepy girl, best girl of the episode, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love the character designs of the face. It's very unique to each character on there.
Do you know the name of the sleepy girl?
No.
Neko.
Neko?
Yeah, cat, basically. Just like cat, she sleeps all day. Yeah, I mean, that's like literally her name.
Yeah. I love when she goes up against the thighs, like, and then she's holding her, like, next scene, just petting her.
Yeah, wakes up long enough to look.
Thick thighs save lives. It's a quote from Dale.
But eventually, like, Akabe and the that chick, I don't remember what her name is. It's definitely not going to pop up on this list of, like, sifting through. I think she was in another class anyways. Like, I don't know if she's in the core class.
No, she's...
I don't remember.
No, I think she is, because she's part of their club. Because it's each room's... I think she's just a background character. But they do a great job of cycling every character, so now you notice everyone. Even like Bug Girl, that was like episode 2.
Mm.
They even call her out again. It's like, hey, blah blah blah, how's it going?
She got roped into doing cheerleading stuff because she like
hasn't picked
said stuff out loud. And
yeah,
it got misinterpreted by Akabe, and she like is doing cheerleading stuff, but she's like clearly uncomfortable. And watches the video back, and she's like, "Why am I like so scrunched and reserved?" And like seeing her eventually break free a bit more, and then go back and kick some ass at tennis. By the way, there was like one of the comments because right after she does that like spike serve, and then she pulls another ball.
That's what I was just reading. Is that a thing?
Yes.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
They just hold it? Like, I thought...
Yeah.
I just thought... I don't know how they hold tennis balls. I never watched tennis.
It like, looks so weird. Male tennis players...
They just put it in their pocket?
Yeah, they have side pockets.
I was like, where the fuck did that ball come from? Did they have a little, like, holder thing back there?
Yeah. So there's literally pockets where one dude was like, yeah, because everyone was like, wait, what the fuck is this? And one dude chimed in where he's like, yeah, my girlfriend plays tennis. Like, they have pockets. Like... It's always so weird, but you'd be surprised. She has, typically holds like 4 of them. And
I was wondering, like, when I watch like pro tennis and they like do the like serve thing, I guess I never looked to see where they put the balls. I just thought they were handed them each time because they always hold like 3 and then they like bounce, nothing, bounce, and then. So they have like little pockets back there they hold them in.
Yeah,
I feel like they just get so in the way.
It's directly underneath the skirt for the women, and then the men. It's just kind of in the side pockets.
That's a cool touch. Rather than just serve the next one, they're like, okay.
Yeah, you're given a couple.
Because I was going to look that up because
you're at every couple of like serves, then you're given more. So
I was about to go look that up because I wrote it down. I literally wrote.
It just helps with the flow of the game.
Look up where women keep tennis balls. And then under that, and men. Because I never thought about that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Also, I wonder if that's how you actually make pom-poms.
Probably.
I mean, it was cool. I mean, if they did that with the tennis thing, I imagine it is. Because I was like, I never really thought about how they make pom-poms.
I think I've seen a video on pom-poms before. I have a little sister. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
I can ask BB. His daughter does cheer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a way to do it. It also just makes sense anyways.
For practice, you have like the...
Well,
it's cheap. It's convenient.
Yeah. Well, even just the way that they had done it, because you're layering on top of each other like 6, 8, 10 times, and then you wrap it in the middle, so you create a core, and then you cut and then spread. You can legit make a pom-pom that way.
Yeah, because if you're going like this, then it flows. I imagine like the ones you buy like stay pretty consistent. That's cool. Yeah. I love the show. If I were to rank the shows this season that we're watching, I'd put, well, specifically me, I'd probably put Attack on Titan number 1 because it's ending. Demon Slayer number 2. What else are we watching? Sorry, I'd put.
Ooh.
No, I'm trying to think of what else we're watching.
He's gonna put Platinum in number 2.
Yo, Platinum Man #1. It's the best. Hey,
you've got like Platinum Man, Police in a Pod.
I'd probably put. You know what? I'd put Akabe probably number 4, Police and Pod number 5. Number 3 would be open for. I'd have to think about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
what else do we have?
The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
I just love watching that.
You're watching the like office dude just fucking wanna bang in a fantasy world.
I can't argue with that. That's basically the gist of
the
where is the notes?
You know,
podcast.
like,
Here we go.
Platinum.
So we
Man,
have
Strongest
Life of an
Angel.
Ordinary Guy, Q, Police in the Pod, Worlds in Worlds in Harem, number 1. God, that show's like dog last. Like, I would rather watch Platinum Ends over.
I cannot agree with that. I will watch Worlds in Harem.
You know what? Screw it.
Every day
I would
over
put. I'd
Platinum
put Attack on Titan number 1. I'd put Demon Slayer number 2. I would put Bisco number 3. Akabe number 4. Police in the Pod number 5. I'd put Q number 6. I don't know what what it's like, but I just imagine it's
Where
better.
are you putting Dress Up?
What?
Where are you putting Dress Up?
Oh shit! I forgot about Dress Up. Its own subcategory. What fat Dress Up World?
Yeah, I would say
I'd put it's correction. I put Akabe, then Dress Up, then Police in a Pod. I still like Bisco more than Dress Up Darling. I just love the art style and I forgot to talk about Bisco. Did you notice the ending theme for the last episode where
it changed to just
him singing?
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, am I going crazy? Then I saw a comment. I was like, oh shit, I'm not crazy. Like,
pussy.
you just have no emotion.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Too busy being unemployed. All right.
You said it, not me.
But
what's your favorite? Okay, if you had that like top, they don't have to be in order, but what's your top 5? Obviously, Dress Up Darling's in there. Demon Slayer's in there.
Dress Up Darling, Demon Slayer, Akabe.
Police in the Pod better be in there. Bisco better be in there. You better pick the same things I picked.
Bisco would probably be 5.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
I just really like the style of it. It feels like early 2000s anime. Like it's just out there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the opening theme.
What's next week? What are we talking about next week?
What? Next week is, let me pull it up on there. So the C list is Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, which is finished, Platinum Man, Love of Kill, Genius Princess Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. I'll be honest, Love of Kill and Platinum Man, those are 2 shows I probably wouldn't recommend. I don't think I'd recommend that to anybody. Like Platinum Man, like it's drawn great. There's some cool things in it, but overall, I'd put it at average.
Yeah.
It's that show where the ending is better than the beginning, but you can't have it. You got to have a good beginning. You can have a terrible end. Like, hear me out. We've talked about this. Promised Neverland. Great beginning. I enjoyed the beginning a lot.
Let me see the list real quick. I need to visualize the list because for whatever reason it's like
Well, we can talk about it. So next week. So next week, here's my plan. Right, we're gonna be finishing a lot of stuff next week, right? Or no, the week after.
There are some stuff where we're getting into after next week. It's gonna be the last 3 episodes, and even in this case for like what we're talking about now, almost every single show will be the last just 2 episodes.
Yeah,
because of how things worked out.
So next week we'll finish the C list. The week after that we'll finish the A list. And then the week after that, do we want to talk about everything? Like finish everything off at once, maybe have a special? Yeah, because I know next season we're definitely going to be watching Shield Hero. I'm in the process of rewatching that again.
We've got Shield Hero, Kaguya, Spy Family. It's pretty good.
It's pretty packed next. Well, not packed, but there's a couple of good ones.
Going off list, top 5, not in order. Demon Slayer, Akabe, Dress Up Darling, honestly, Genius Prince is pretty entertaining, and then
Genius Prince is definitely a lot of fun. Yeah. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and
Bisco's
then
amazing.
Bisco, and like, I want to give Tokyo 24th.
The problem is it's just they keep failing at the end. They keep setting it up for something good, and then it's not like they fail in the show. The show fails.
Ow.
You want to rub that anymore?
Sorry.
Should we end the podcast how we started it?
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing.